ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोर्श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोर्न वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतो पंगो मौ मंदमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदर मोहनौ दिव्य वृंदारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद् राधा श्रील गोविंद देवो प्रेष्ठालिभि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशी वटतटस्थितः कर्षन् वेणु स्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So now today we'll hear the third story. This is a story, is a very interesting story. Story of unusual war. The story of unusual war and story of Krishna's power. So this is a story of war between Krishna and Banasura. Krishna Banasura Yuddham. Krishna and Banasura. There are one big Banasura was there. Is a very powerful. So there was a war. War ensued between Krishna and Banasura. Why it happened, how it has happened, or why it is an unusual war, that is the beauty of the story. So here the Shukadeva Goswami narrates very nicely that now Krishna, now the marriage is when he after talking about marriage, what next? So Krishna is always busy. Krishna, so he got 16,108 wonderful wives, very loving wives, dedicated wives, chaste wives, everything, beautiful wives. Then what? Then comes children, and children marriages. Then what? Grandchildren, then marriages. Krishna is always busy and happy. So he is first busy with marrying 16,108, then and from each wife he gave birth to 10 sons and 1 daughter. So Shukadeva Goswami narrates even the names of all the sons. Especially he has given for the 8 queens, that is the first 8, and their 80 sons names are completely narrated. And from 16,100, 1 queen name is taken, and what are the names of 10 sons and 1 daughter. So Krishna's daughter name is also Vishalakshi. So also one of the names mentioned. So Krishna was so you just imagine so many names he has to really give. So, but he can give inconceivable number. So here the Shukadeva Goswami gave a beautiful narration of that. For example, Rukmini got 10 sons. Pradyumna, Charudeshna, Sudeshna, Charudeha, Sucharu, Charugupta, Bhadracharu, Charuchandra, Vicharu, Charu. So like the 10 names. And all these sons are as powerful, as beautiful as Krishna. And Pradyumna, that is the first son of Rukmini, Pradyumna gave birth to Aniruddha. And the interesting thing is, Pradyumna married Rukmini's daughter Rukmavati. You know that Rukmini was completely inimical towards Krishna, but somehow he ensured that he has given daughter to Krishna's son, and for them he got Aniruddha. And when this story was mentioned, Parikshit Maharaj became confused, or he was confused. How come? Actually, Rukmini is always against, and he did not even enter into the Vidarbha, the kingdom. How come he has given his daughter to Krishna's son? And Shukadeva Goswami said, not only that, actually he has given the Pradyumna's son, that is Aniruddha, he has given the grandchild also he has given to Aniruddha. Then Parikshit Maharaj, how come it has happened? He was asking. And here Rukmini was wanted to give pleasure to his sister. That's why he allowed his daughter to be married to Pradyumna, and to the Pradyumna Aniruddha was born, and Aniruddha was given to the granddaughter of Rukmini. And Shukadeva Goswami just narrates that when this marriage was arranged between Aniruddha and the granddaughter of Rukmini, an incident took place. And he just gives a story of that. When this marriage arranged, Krishna and Balaram and Pradyumna, all the entourage family, they all went to the marriage. That is actually the granddaughter name is Roshana. So they all went to that the wonderful place, and Balaram also all went to that place. You can just imagine that when there are so many daughters and granddaughters, how many festivals? Every day there is a festival. Maybe somebody's birthday, somebody's marriage. That's why when Narada Muni went to see what is happening in Krishna's 16,108, what he is doing. Then at every place he saw different activities. Somewhere Krishna is inviting son-in-law to his home. Somewhere he is sending the son-in-law back. There's so many unimaginable. Even Narada Muni got confused that how 16,000 different activities simultaneously is doing, and all are pertaining to only Gruhastha. And he saw sometimes playing with children, sometimes playing with the grandchildren, many things. So after this marriage was completed with Aniruddha and Rochana, they all gotten into chess playing. So Balarama is always interested in playing chess. So there is a king. This is called known as Kalinga Raja. Kalinga Raja is a friend of Rukmini. Actually, he instigated, okay, why don't you play the chess? It will be very good, very interesting. And they said, okay, generally happens when during marriages, people, those who don't have much work, they start playing some chess or playing cards. That is some fun like that, they say that. But here also something took place. This is not for just fun. Even there was some money also involved, just to get more motivation. So first there was they did some betting. In that betting, Balarama was defeated, and he has lost money. But it was small money. But Balarama lost the game and lost the money. Then the Kalinga Rajas and Rukmini started actually making fun out of Balram. Balram became very much angry. But this is a marriage, so he cannot really do anything. He said, okay, I'll put more bet. He put almost triple, much big. Okay, I'll putting thousands of coins. So in that betting, Balrama won. But the Rukmini said, no, I only won. You are actually cheating. That stopped. Then he has put still bigger more. There also the Rukmini lost and Balram won. Still he said, no, I only won. Balram is cheating. He is cheating. Like he started abusing them. At that time there was a divine voice. No, Balarama only won this match. The entire money belongs to him. Like that the divine voice came. Even then, because the Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi, the time has come for his death. So Rukmini started, no, I only won. And he started abusing. Then Balram could not control himself. He took his club and hit on his head, and his head, the Rukmini's head, broken, and he died. Immediately. And Kalinga Raja, who supported, he has actually he removed his teeth. He has just gave a big blow onto his mouth, and it came out, and everybody ran. And everybody kept quiet, no silence, no discussion. So when when Balram itself did, and all these people came for the marriage of their grandson. This is Krishna's son's son, Justin. So everybody kept quiet. Krishna also did not speak. Rukmini also did not speak. Finally, with Aniruddha and Navavadhu, they all came to happily to Dwarka back. So now you see 3 generations, Krishna and wives, and next Pradyumna and wives, and Aniruddha and wives. So everybody is having three generations. So how much is a big family of Krishna. So this Aniruddha also got married to another beautiful girl. Her name is Usha, and she is daughter of a demonic king, that is Banasur. This Banasur is son of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is very famous because Bali Maharaj is very much pleased, very much pleased Vamandev. And the Bali Maharaj is having 100 sons. The Banasur is the elder. So the eldest son is Banasur, and he was having 1,000 hands. And he is so powerful. And he once in the Kailas, he was a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. So once he went to Kailas Parvata, and at the time the Lord Shiva was doing Tandava Nritya. So with his 1,000 hands, he has given instrumental support. Banasura is given instrumental support. So when Banasura gave this unimaginable support of music support, Shiva became very happy. He asked, okay, you ask me anything, I am ready to give you. And this demonic person asked, I want you to become my the protector of my fort, the Nagarapalik or Nagarapaljakshak. You become the protector of my fort. Lord Shiva said, okay, no problem, I'll come and protect your fort. So from then, Lord Shiva became the fort, the protector of the Banasur. So Banasur one day came to Lord Shiva, one day, long time, and started begging to him, my dear master, you see I have 1,000 hands, but I am not finding an equivalent fighter. Actually, I am trying to hit with all 1,000 hands, even the hills, big hills. I am trying to make them into powder, but still my urge to fight is not getting satisfied. Can you sanction me some fighting with you? He just asked. So Lord Shiva becomes too much angry and said, some person is going to come to you so that he would satisfy your urge to fight. At that time you will be lost. and at the time you will find the flag of your fort will fall down. So in that way he cursed, but here because he is a demonic mentality, he felt very happy. Oh, somebody is going to come so that I can get fighting. So it is demonic mentality. So this is the background of it. There is a background to make Krishna to come there, and here we will find the one day the Banasura's daughter Usha saw a beautiful boy, beautiful young man in the dream. When she saw the beautiful man in the dream, and she started speaking in the sleep itself, and when she woke up, and she said, "Oh, where is my lover? Where is my lover?" And all people, "Hey, what you are speaking?" Suddenly she became ashamed, and then understood that, oh, it's only a dream. She saw a very beautiful young man, and he has kissed him, and he has just engaged. They are embraced, and they are moving everywhere. And this Banasura is having another minister. His name is Kumbhanda. So Kumbhanda's daughter is Chitralekha. So Chitralekha is an expert, very, very expert. And she confidentially asked his friend, "Hey, what happened? Tell me. I can help you." Then Usha told everything, that she saw a beautiful boy, and she wants to just marry, and like that. And Chitralekha is an expert, and she has drawn so many pictures. And she said, first you identify who is that, because if he is in your dream, I cannot understand. So you first, whatever his picture is, that you tell me, so that I can give you, you identify. So she has drawn at that time very, very beautiful, very famous, all young people she has drawn. So she, very fast, very quickly she has made hundreds of photos, art. And Usha started looking. She saw Krishna also, and she saw Balram also, and finally she saw Aniruddha, and she said, "Oh, he is boy. This is the boy." Then okay, no problem. And she knows that he is none other than the grandson of Krishna. So Chitralekha went by mystic power to Dwaraka. At that time, the Aniruddha was sleeping, along with the entire bed she has brought, like in the Maya Bazar movie, bringing whole thing. So the Chitralekha brought the Aniruddha along with the bed. So by the time he woke up, so from Dwaraka he came to a different place, but nobody is there, and one beautiful girl, Usha, and Usha started comforting him very nicely. She gave food, she gave clothing, she gave etc., etc. Almost 4 months passed, and completely he was engaged in the association. He was not knowing whether it is daytime or night time. He could not understand anything, and they were having a very fun time, and all their female protectors of the palace of the Usha found some bodily changes, the Surata Lakshana in the Usha. They went immediately and told Banasura, "My dear king, something wrong is happening in the house, in the inside palace. Some male person entered. We don't know how he has come, but something happened. So we are seeing some type of symptoms." And Banasura immediately rushed to that place, to the Usha's, that is daughter's place, and he saw to his surprise that a beautiful young man is playing chess with his daughter fearlessly. So Banasura and shouted, "Who are you?" And of course Aniruddha was undeterred. He just stood up and took a club and started attacking. Whoever came, he attacked, and they all fell apart with the strength of Aniruddha. But finally Banasura applied Varunastra, Nagapasha. He has applied Nagapasha, and he bound him. And Usha became very much disturbed that her husband, her lover is caught. And meanwhile, Narada Muni went to Dwaraka and told that Krishna's grandson is captured by Banasura. So meanwhile, actually they have been searching where 4 months happened, where this Aniruddha went, how he disappeared, nobody was knowing. Suddenly this message came that he is captured in Banasura place. And Krishna immediately, Krishna and Balaram, they went with 12 Akshavini Sena to attack on Banasura. And Banasura also immediately came to know that Krishna, the entire Yadava Sena came for fighting, and Aniruddha in their capture, in their prison house. So because Lord Shiva is supporting Banasura, so Lord Shiva had to fight with Krishna. So that's why it's called a story of unusual fight. We say Krishna and Lord Shiva started fighting, and so many astras Lord Shiva played. For example, he made Pashupata Krishna has played Narayana Astra, then Brahmastra, like this. A lot of things happened, and the Kartikeya was fighting with other, for example, Lord Krishna fought with Shankara, and Pradyumna fought with Kartikeya, Balram fought with the Kumbhanda, like that. One Yadava and one Demon, in that way. And also some Pramadagana happened. So finally Lord Krishna applied a Jumbhanastra. Jumbhanastra means which gives sleeping. So Lord Shiva slept, because Krishna doesn't want to fight and injure him. So he applied a special astra. Thereby Lord Shiva went to sleep. He said, now I am getting a good sleep. He went. So in that way story stopped. When Krishna and Balarama continued the Asura Vadha, and at that time when Shiva also went off, the Banasura had to come out. He came out. Banasura came out, and Banasura having 500 bows in hand, and Krishna in one shot broke all this. And suddenly Banasura felt that, oh, something different man is in front of him, and he was a little confused. At that time, Banasura's mother, Kotara, came naked in front of Krishna, because she wanted to protect her son. She also understood that now Banasura doesn't have anything in hand, so he is going to be killed. So she came naked. When the lady came naked, Krishna has to turn his face, and he took the opportunity. Banasura, he went back, and he escaped into the fort. So at that time, from the Lord Shiva's side, the Shiva Jwara came into picture to fight, and Krishna immediately applied Narayana Jwara. Jwara means heat, basically. So Narayana Jwara applied, both fought, and finally Shiva Jwara felt it is very weak, and Narayana Jwara has, and it came and surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna given full protection. Meanwhile, Banasura came again with vigor, and this time Krishna immediately applied his chakra, and he started just like anybody would axe the branches of tree. He started axing, and all his, except 4 hands, all were cut into pieces. And when it happened, he was about to do further. Lord Shiva came and requested Lord Krishna, please excuse my devotee. Excuse my devotee, because you have promised that you will never kill the descendants of Prahlad Maharaj. So he is he is descendant of Prahlad Maharaj. Please forgive him. In that way he requested, and Krishna said, yes, I promise to Prahlad Maharaj that I will never kill the descendants of Prahlad Maharaj. So he said, now with these 4 hands he would remain permanently, and he would become Jara Marana. He would be free from Jara Marana. He would be free from death and old age, and also he would become your most important servant. So he has given the benediction to Banasura that he would become without death and old age and become an important servant to Lord Shiva. And he also given that he would become fearless. He will not have any fear any time. In that way, when it is mentioned, Banasura understood the power of Krishna, and he went inside home into the fort, and on a chariot he brought Aniruddha and Usha, and he handed over the grandson and the daughter, and then Krishna got his grandson and wife of grandson, and he took permission from Lord Shiva, and all have come very happily back to Dwarka. So before they are coming, already the Dwarka was completely decorated very nicely. Yes, Eto Dharma Tato Jaya, wherever Krishna is their victory, so they know that anyway Krishna is going to come victory. They all made arrangements, because anyway the new daughter-in-law are going to come. So made all the arrangements as expected. Krishna came with very nice Vadhu, and very happily they performed the marriage of Usha Aniruddha, and it was a great festival. So this is third generation marriage. Krishna's marriage is over and the Pradyumna marriage festival is over. Now third generation marriage of Usha Aniruddha and Lord Shiva. That Shivadev Goswami mentioned that whoever hears the fighting between Lord Shiva and Krishna, in that the victory of Krishna, whoever hears this incident in the early morning time, they will never face any defeat in their life. So that is the power of, that is beauty of the Krishna Banasura Yuddha, and this comes to a wonderful conclusion that it has finally given a big festival in the Dwaraka, and it led to a marriage ceremony of Usha and Aniruddha. This comes to our third story conclusion.